to open a picture that you want to make all black and white and one area in color. So for step one, you'll do File, Open, and locate the picture that you want. And then still part of step one, you're going to copy the layer twice. So remember to duplicate the layer. You can do Layer, Duplicate. I'll just do OK, and then you can also do Command J, which is the shortcut. So here we've got 3 layers. So for the first layer, this top one, we're going to make that black and white. Okay, so step 2, the first layer, and I'm actually going to rename this. I'll just do BW, and to do that, we'll do Image Adjustments, and you can make it black and white. I will click OK. So step 1, we did File, Open, a picture. Step 2, and then part of step 1, we copied or duplicated the layer twice. Step 2, we made the top layer in black and white, and we did that by going to Image, Adjustments, Black and White. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a layer mask to this top layer. So to do that, there's a little rectangle with the circle here. So step 3, add layer mask to the top layer or your black and white layer. And when I click on this, it'll create a blank thumbnail. So it's white right here. So we have the thumbnail of the black and white, and then we have a thumbnail of just white. Okay. So step 3, we added a layer mask, which was down here. So it's a little circle. Do not add a layer mask here. This is a quick layer mask. Just do the one down here that's in your layers panel. Next, step 4, we're going to choose the brush tool. So the brush tool is right here in our toolbox. The shortcut for this is the letter B, and we're going to use the top one, which is the brush tool. And then to change the size of our brush, here are our brush options. Hardness refers to the edge of our brush. So if we want it soft, it would be more towards the left. If you want it hard, it'll be more towards the right. Okay, so I guess I'll make it a hard brush, and then the size you can adjust here. Shortcuts for the size, okay, is the bracket keys next to the letter P on your keyboard. The left one makes it small. The right one makes it bigger. Okay. And then for step 5, the motto is black reveals, white conceals. And so what that refers to is we're going to paint black. If we paint black, it's going to reveal the color underneath. Okay? If we paint white, it will conceal. And it's referring right here to our foreground and background. So these are our color swatches, I guess. So I can switch these back and forth. Whatever is in the foreground will be the color that we're using. And we really need to make sure, I'll bring this up so you can see it better, is that we're painting on the mask and not on your actual picture. Okay, so on the mask, not the picture. So whatever I paint on this mask is going to reveal what's underneath. So black reveals, white conceals. So if I paint over, and again, you can zoom in, right? And Command plus to zoom in, hold down on the space bar to move around. So if I just want her eyes in color, and you can also adjust the opacity of your brush up here too. So if I want to just do her eyes, okay, and again, you can really zoom in and make your brush smaller. And then space bar to move over. So I'm painting black, so you can already see these two little black dots. Whatever is black is concealing what's underneath. And maybe I'll do her lips here. So it's up to you. What we're doing is whatever that's going to be in color, obviously we're emphasizing those areas, right? Then I'll zoom out. That looks really too much. I don't think I like the lips, right?
Yeah.
So what's nice with masking is if you don't like something, by the way, if you're using your brackets and suddenly you know you're changing the size with these keys, but it just looks like this cursor or this cross right here, it's because you have it on caps lock if that ever happens again. But let's say, you know, you're doing something and, oh, you just messed up. All right. What's nice with this compared to if we're using the eraser tool, with the eraser tool, you're actually erasing the picture. Whereas when we add a mask, that mask is determining how those two layers interact. Okay. So if I mess up, if black reveals what's underneath, right? Because this is what's underneath. How do I conceal it? Very good. So I'm going to switch this to white, and look, I just fixed it. Does that make sense? And then, so let's say I just want my eyes. The next step is I activate my background layer down here. If I want to make my eyes more saturated, I can go to Image Adjustments, and let's see, I can go to my hue saturation here and really saturate those eyes. Can you see the difference? Maybe we shut the lights off. You can see it. So here is kind of before and after. Okay. You can also change the colors, but we don't want it to be too crazy, right? So we just kind of want a little subtle. So that is how you would make something all black and white in a small area in color. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, so I only pick like a few areas. Obviously, if it's people, eyes, people usually do eyes, or if it's what's going to be hard to do is picking trees because of the shape. Does that make sense? If you're going to do flowers and focus on one part of the flower, you can do that. And then let's see, by doing this, I realize though, as I zoom in here, I did not mask very well. So I'm going to go back to my mask. There's a little bit of red up here, and I'm going to paint white to kind of conceal that area. Okay, so when you're done, just save it as a JPEG, and you'll want to complete 4 of these.